Welcome back to Silksong. I'm Akinar, and this is day 10 of our live streaming Steel Soul adventure. And we're still on our first run. Knock on wood. We'll see if that lasts through the day. But the plan for today is to start with some practice. We're going to be climbing a mountain, and we gotta just do a little bit of warm up. I, of course, have been doing, as I have been this whole Steel Soul run, I have been doing a lot of practice off camera, and that's maybe the one thing that's not going to be reflected by these live streams is the fact that, you know, there's a lot of off camera refining and you know, getting good that's going on. And so we try to do some of it here on camera, but there's, you know, only if we're going to do this Steel Soul as harrowing as it's going to get in the later stages of the game, then off-camera practice is just going to have to be part of the formula. But we'll have some fun here during our live streams as well. As I can see, there is a lot of chat going on. Holy moly. How are y'all doing today? Let me see if I can catch up with the names in chat. We have DD. Do you go by the DD? That's what I'm going to go with. DNA is here. Andy is here. Riley is here. What's up, y'all? How we doing today? Riley is enjoying a chilly midwinter Saturday morning down in New Zealand. That is something that I forget during the summer. The folks in the southern hemisphere are in a completely different part of, it's the same part of the calendar, but a whole different part of the calendar, if you know what I mean. Hope you're doing good, Riley. Was going to sleep, but change of plans now. I'm glad you could catch the stream, DNA. I hope we didn't upset your sleep is very important. Don't shortchange your sleep too much on account of me. The VOD will be there. We love to have you hang out as much as possible, but take care of yourself as well. New Zealand is Mount Fay right now. I know, right? Oh, man. Oh, the interview that you had did not work out. You think big sad? I'm sorry to hear that, Andy. If it's anything, I don't know what type of interview or type of job you're going for, but I know that it's tough out there. I can relate. Actually, literally can relate. So keep at it. Don't get too discouraged. Take a little time off if you need to regroup. I know I did that in the wake of my recent interview that didn't turn out the way that I hoped, but you will get back on the horse eventually and keep going. Best of luck. It is kind of looking like Mount Fay out there. I won't lie. Oh my God, is it? It's sounding like winter is in full effect down there. It's okay, I'll just apply to become a pinstress instead. I don't know, man. The pinstress market probably is pretty tough as well. Oh my gosh. All right. I think all the extra practice off camera is already paying off with how far this run has made it. I don't think I would be where I'm at without it. That's for sure. Just because when you're doing these off-camera sessions and you're just kind of playing through the game, you're reminding yourself, oh yeah, this is what happens when you go in this room. Oh yeah, this is what happens when you go in that room. Oh shit, I need to watch out for that. All these little wrinkles and places of potential death that can crop up. So, Mimai is here as well. How you doing, Mimai? We're catching some of the EU folks right before bed, but I hope you're doing well, Mimai. Glad to see you in chat. Hope you can hang out with us as long as possible. I have some questions about his save file, but I'm scared they are spoilers. Pain. I don't think at this point... I talked with Riley the other day if there are... Because I was kind of wondering to myself, like, do I really have anything left to be spoiled on? Is there really anything at this stage of the game that I should be worried about? Because the only things that I've been worried about not knowing still at this point are just alternate NPC interactions that I hadn't uncovered yet or experienced. And we have talked about one. There was one that maybe we're going to be getting to later this stream. I think involving Garmond and Zaza. So we'll see how that goes. But feel free to... Actually, I don't know how it works with YouTube. I was going to say, feel free to whisper Riley, but I don't know if whispers are a thing on there is a Silksong. Do we have Silksong spoilers, or in the Discord, there's either Silksong spoilers or there's current Let's Play spoilers. So if y'all want, I don't know how many of you are in the Discord already. There is a link in the description for the stream. If you want to join the Discord and chat in one of the spoiler channels, I do not read those. Yeah, there are no whispers here. Yeah, that's something my old Twitch streamer brain is still getting used to some of the differences between YouTube streaming. But if you guys want to have a second parallel discussion on, and Riley's already on it. Riley's already got the same idea that I had. Yeah, use the Discord, guys. Use the Discord if you guys want to chat about things that I may or may not experienced so far, because I would love for you all, if there are things that I haven't experienced, I would love to get some nudges toward those things without completely telling me, what's going to happen and stuff. So spoiler-free or spoiler-light nudges for those sorts of things are welcome. You're about to attempt what ended my first run, Fromin. I can understand, because I have had, in some of the off-camera sessions that I was practicing Mount Fae, I did have a little bit of difficulty in one particular session. And it's weird because I had not previously had that difficulty, and I was trying to figure out, why am I scuffling in this one section, kind of in the middle? You might know which section it is. I realized that I had been practicing without Ascendance Grip. And it turns out Ascendance Grip is pretty good, guys. Ascendance Grip changes the game a little bit with Mount Fae, and I would say makes it for a lot easier, at least for me. So hopefully things are going to go smoothly with the Ascendance Grip in our Wanderer's Crest, which we're also going to be switching to the Wanderer's Crest for this purely platforming challenge, as much as the Hunter's Crest has carried us so far. Do you think practicing is kind of cheating? I personally don't think so, but some people may view it that way. It all depends on your personal preference. I think this is one of those things, DNA, that every player has to make up for themselves. Like, some players are totally fine. I think some people are going to be totally fine and say, hey, quit to menu is part of the game. Team Cherry literally builds it into the game. Quit to menu is a thing. So if you want to use that for your Steel Soul run, I say go for it. Make whatever lets you as a player sleep at night. Whatever you can say to yourself, this is how I want to enjoy the game. Do it. Have fun with it. And don't let, anyone else sneeze on it. There's always going to be some haters. Always going to be some haters. Okay, I have to also remember that I don't have a double jump yet. Because I have been doing a little bit of practice on, sections after Mount Fae when I do have a double jump. And so now I have to rewind in my brain. Okay, we're back to Mount Fae mode here. No double jump yet. So we'll see how it goes. Cat Mitri, how you doing, friend? Welcome in. Good to see you. Also, looking forward tomorrow to the Inscryption live stream. I will quickly give a shout out for the folks who are excited about we're going to be doing an Inscryption members only live stream tomorrow, and it is going to be for Roundtable Night members and up, just because it's one of those live streams that is still kind of part of the first playthrough for Inscryption, but I do want to give the opportunity for channel members to be able to help me find the things that I haven't found yet. And then, as usual, the members first content, how we do, 1 week early access. The VOD for that stream will be available the following week, but if you want to join and be a part of the live stream, that is tomorrow going to be for members somewhere around noon my time, which is Pacific. Maybe we'll start a little bit earlier in the morning, actually, as I'm thinking about it. It's looking like my morning might be a little more clear. We will see, though. Hope you're doing well, Cat Mitri. Fromin, we are on the practice mode right now. So the quill, yes, on this file has been purchased, but not on the Steel Soul file. We're just doing a practice run here, and I will start doing that practice run at some point here. I also like to keep up with chat as much as I can, but we will see. Is it perchance the part with the water, the ice water that is? There is water in that section, and there are mnemonids in that section, if that's how you say it, and you have to do some accurate claw lining. So, and there's not a lot of going back if you screw up. May I suggest an item that might help? For sure, Didi. If you have, this is totally open for, this type of backseating is totally encouraged with Steel Soul. If you have, excuse me, if you have suggestions or ideas on what you think might work for tools and stuff, feel free to shout those ideas out. No problems at all. I may or may not use them, but we will see. It's like summons. It's just a tool afforded to you. Might as well use when possible. It's all going to come down to the player. It's all going to come down to the player. They do not offer memberships in your country, DNA. Ooh. Do you mind if I ask which... You don't have to say if you don't want to, but I'm curious which country that is. And I wonder if there is any... I'm not sure if there's any way around that other than... I'll have to think about that. If that is something that maybe other people are... I hadn't considered the idea that maybe somebody doesn't even have access to memberships. Yeah. Azerbaijan. Okay. I'll make a mental note of that, and let me look into that and see if there's anything we can do about that for the future. Excited for the stream, but not a member. Yeah, the stream VOD will be available later. We're going to be poking around, doing some stuff with Inscryption that hopefully we did not catch the first time. How much time are you allocating for that Inscryption stream out of curiosity? I do expect to go a bit longer, Riley. We are going to be... I'm not totally sure yet, but I am kind of thinking that we will go more along the lines of maybe 3 or 4 hours. I know we're probably not going to get all the things done that are remaining in the game. I'm definitely... I'm going to reset here. I'm definitely not expecting to get everything that we missed in one live stream, but I am going to try... We're going to try to get a good chunk of it, hopefully. Ah, damn it. We'll see how we go. And we may, depending on how things go, we may do a follow-up stream in the future. I am keeping that possibility open. Okay, hey, we made it to the first checkpoint. Let's go. All right, and this is just practice, folks. Just practice, but we will be doing the real deal here eventually. I believe the Wisfire Lantern increases your time before start taking freeze damage. That's an interesting one. My question to you, Didi, is... And maybe this... I don't know, maybe this is a... I don't know if it's a spoiler, but it may reveal information that I'm not privy to. Because... Can you... Let me see how I want to ask this. My understanding is that the Wisfire Lantern, which is what you get from beating the Father of the Flame, is only accessible via double jump. Is that not the case? Yes or no? If it's not the case, then maybe we need to discuss... I feel like that's a double jump thing, isn't it? Isn't it? Okay, all right, DNA's... Okay, there we go. All right, yeah, Wisfire... It's an interesting interaction. I don't know how that would come up, though, unless you were some sort of a skip to get to that section without double jump and somehow get the Wisfire Lantern without double jump. Oh, interesting. Flint Slate can also slow down freezing. Ooh, Flint Slate. It is via a speedrun skip. Okay, I am not familiar with speedrun skips of that nature, and I don't think I'm going to be employing them. I also think the route that I've practiced here, we're going to be fine. I appreciate the little tips, but I think our Mount Fay route will be no problem. But I hadn't even considered those sorts of interactions, which is so fun in games like this. Team Cherry is so good at the fun little extra interactions. We got Sparky in chat. What's up, my dude? Well, look what we have here. We have a very slow-going practice run so far because my ass is unable to multitask. Reading chat and also actually playing the game, not something that I can do. But hope you're doing well, Sparky. Happy Friday, and also a happy 4th to all of the U.S. folks here. Happy birthday to the USA. Happy 250th this weekend. Hope y'all have some, well, if you don't have plans, it's no big deal. I don't really have any big plans. I'm just going to be chilling, playing some... Okay, why did my... I did not pause the game there. My controller decided to pause. I don't like that. I don't like when the controller just does things on its own. Oh yeah, there's no enemy here just yet. No enemy here. It's called Volt Vessels Pogo. Are you saying you need the Volt Vessels in order to Pogo? And if so, are Volt Vessels not found in the Memoriam, which is also accessible only via double jump, except maybe do you skip to the Memoriam by pogoing off of a Grand Reed? What kind of skip shenanigans are we getting into here? This eventually, yeah, I am not aware of speedrunning strats or anything like this. I did become familiar with a fair bit of them from Hollow Knight when I started getting into randomizer more and more, and the advanced randomizer modes would start requiring things like fireball skip. So I learned a little bit of those with Hollow Knight, but I know nothing about the Silksong skips, and I don't really want to learn any for this run. I kind of just want to play the game the quote-unquote normal way. Oh, they actually patched the skip? It's no longer possible? Interesting. You throw 2 Volt Bolas, hit them, jump on top, and use Delver's Drill. This is also used to skip the girl fight. What the heck? But it's actually been patched. Wow, they patched it. Oh my god. Yeah, you gotta be up on the latest the latest speedrunning meta strats. Good lord. Hey Joe, what's up? Nice to see you. Welcome back to the stream. People use Volt Vessel skip to get around the Silk Soar location. What? You can like just infinite pogos or something? I'll have to check out some videos of this eventually. At least you get to know them. Yeah, eventually. My god. How many episodes of Sinking Stars can one hope for if one may so kindly ask? You're enjoying the Order of the Sinking Star puzzle action? Have you finished the demo, Joe? I will say that I have basically finished the demo. And those episodes will be coming eventually. I just need to get around to editing and stuff. But that shouldn't take too long. You should see them in the not too distant future. And I would say let's set the over under at 5. And we'll see if we run over or under that. Oh, the demo doesn't run on Mac. Oh my god, what is going on? Why, in 2026, how does stuff not run on Mac? What the junk, guys? I should be getting silk here while we're sitting around doing nothing. I don't need to get a full silk bar from this guy, but just a couple more just to be safe. Actually, that's all we're gonna do. We're just gonna go with that. We're gonna go with that, and then we go down here, and we go down here, and we go down here, and then we go here. Cool. All right. Now we get this guy. And now there is this guy. Okay. There we go. Oh. One more little fill up. One more little fill up. There we go. I'm used to being spoiled. You're used to being spoiled as in, like seeing spoilers for games that you haven't played, or you're used to having good things. Have you played The Looker? It's a short game with similar vibes to The Witness. Sparky will remember being there for my Twitch live stream of The Looker. That was a... Did we finish it in... No, it was a couple streams. I think it took a couple streams because I always just take forever. But I have played it. I think it's probably... It was like... It wasn't quite up my alley in terms of humor. The humor was a little bit... I don't know. Like, I'm one of those people that actually didn't really enjoy Monty Python and the Holy Grail. That might be sacrilege for some of you folks, but I have tried to watch that movie a number of times, including just recently, a few months back, and it's just never clicked with me. It's never clicked. I don't know what it is about that type of humor, but it's just not my thing. And I feel like The Looker was kind of in that same vein. Have you started Hades 2? I would love to see it on your channel. We're not going to be doing Hades 2 just yet, Framen. I think given the very close results of the recent poll that we had, I did a poll for the members. Tunic, Blasphemous 2, Undertale, and Hades 2 were all on that poll, and they were all pretty close. It was not like a wide berth between the winner and the other runner-ups. Hades did not win the poll, but it was in the running, and so I do eventually want to do it on the channel, but it is a longer game. So we're going to try to maybe knock out some of the shorter games first, and then we'll see where we go with Hades 2. This section here we do have to pay attention to. I have continually screwed this one up in practice. There's 3 Mnemonids, and I have been trying to go... The third Mnemonid is next to a claw line, and I have been... a claw line hook, or ring. And I have been trying to go for the ring, and that has gotten me in a little bit of trouble here. Don't go for the ring, go for the third Mnemonid. Like right here, I see the ring, and I'm like, I gotta get to the ring, but then that's jumping the gun. You gotta wait just a little bit longer, and then you get there. Okay, I think now I've practiced it enough to where hopefully I'm gonna remember. Now that is still, this is the first icy water section here, but it's still not the major problematic icy water section. That one is still to come. This one is not too bad though. It's just that first little bit you gotta be ready for it. But otherwise, we're there, and we are to the bench. Do a little bit of a silk charge up here. Don't have to actually do a full silk charge up here because we're going to go down and get the memory crystal. We will grab this bench. Practice file, I don't have nearly as many rosaries because I haven't been doing any grinding like on the Steel Soul file. Well, we have just enough. And we will grab this here. I could wait to grab this, but I think this is safe enough to grab on our way up. I could just wait to grab it on the way down. It's, I think, 6 to 1, half dozen the other. No big deal either way. This helps us get to the Architect's Crest, though. Cool. Chat is moving at warp speed today, guys, so if I miss your message, it is okay to repeat that message if it's an important one. But also, there may be some messages that I don't end up reading because I do want to keep a move on and keep some, you know, momentum to the gameplay, right? We love chatting, but we don't want to sit around chatting the whole time. Gotta have a good balance. Got to have a good balance. Cool. Okay, this is our checkpoint here before the make or break section. This is where either you're in the clear after this or you bite the dust. Wait, am I unspoiled on Undertale? That is true. I have somehow managed, similar to Elden Ring, but I feel like with Elden Ring, I still knew some stuff. Very, very small amount of stuff. With Undertale, I know nothing, and let's keep it that way, y'all. Sparky and, I don't think any of y'all are going to spoil any Undertale thing, but Sparky and Riley, just keep a lookout, just in case. Because yeah, I don't know anything about Undertale, and I'm looking forward to it. It's probably one of those that I will, if I do record it for the channel, it's going to happen all off camera. I'm just going to record it all the way through, and then one day you'll see the episode 1, and I will already be done with the game in order to completely preserve the unspoiled blind experience. My ass always tried to force pogo those Nemonids instead of Clawline. It makes so much difference, because I have seen on Mappo's playthrough, he is with Wanderer's Crest, he's a Wanderer's Crest main, and the inclination for him is to try to pogo everything, which is understandable. And when you spend so much time playing Hollow Knight, and even the first stages of Silksong, pogoing, then the game introduces Clawline, it doesn't, you know, the muscle memory's not there yet. It takes time. Which do you think is better, Memory Crystal or Thorns? Ooh, good question. I have not thought about that one. I gotta say, probably the Memory Crystal, if I'm thinking it through, because the Memory Crystal sits around while you're gone, and it waits for the enemy, potentially, to hit it. I'd have to think on that one, though. I don't think either one of them is, like, particularly good, but probably my instinct is Memory Crystal. Don't accidentally destroy the light safety points. That's what killed me. Oh, you destroyed the... Oh, no. I don't think that'll be a problem, but that is a good thing to remember, because you can do that with Clawline if you hit too many times. But I'm hoping we'll be able to go through this section without that worry. But there is only one light safety point down below, so you better not destroy it. Now, I suppose... what you could do as a reset. Let's just test this out real quick, actually. Let's just test here. If we did, let's just say we got down to the bottom here. And, you know, let's say we're in a really bad spot somehow. We've tried this section multiple times, and we failed. And we've run out of Plasmium File. I don't think that's going to happen. But if we had to reset, if we had to hit the emergency button, I think we have a get out of... I think we can do this, right? We can, assuming we have a mask, we can go back up here, and then we have a charge up. No matter what we do, we've got this guy, right? So I think life is going to be good, provided we don't completely leave ourselves with 0 outs, which is like 1 mask. If you have at least more than 1 mask, then you can get back to full. So I think we'll be good. Yeah, Deltarune as well. I know nothing about Deltarune, other than that it's like the sequel to Undertale, something like that. I don't even want confirmation on that. Don't tell me whether it is or isn't. Because I don't think it really is, but I don't want to know. Don't tell me. Not even some music? Okay. All right. I will say I do know one piece of music from Undertale. And the only reason I know it's from Undertale, I wouldn't have known it's from Undertale, except my sister once... I used to watch a lot of Keith Ballard videos. And Keith Ballard, maybe he still does, but he at least used to use a song from Undertale as his outro theme. All of his videos would end with this little section of something from Undertale. I don't know what the theme is called. I just know that I had heard the theme so many times and on his videos, and then finally I was playing one of those videos one day and my sister was around and she was like, oh, that's from Undertale. Undertale soundtrack. And I was like, oh, that's what that's from. Okay. Thank you for being ready to bring the hammer down on the spoilers, Riley. I appreciate it. Mabian is here. What's going on, buddy? Happy Friday. Hope you're doing well. Thank God for those infinite gliders for infinite silk. Yes. It's like they were thinking. They were thinking of the Steel Soul players, I gotta think. You used to watch so many Keith Ballard videos, loved his Witness playthrough. I think that was something about the Witness that I did not complete the Witness 100% on my own. There was one particular part of the Witness that I was stuck on, and I could not figure it out. I won't say what it is, but I was stuck. And I thought, let me just watch, because I was kind of... This is when I was still, like, watching playthroughs as I was playing through the game, or I would do that sometimes. And I was doing that with Keith Ballard. I was watching when I was ahead enough, quote unquote, which is hard to do with games because non-linear games and stuff. But I would eventually watch some of his videos to catch up. And in this case, I was like, let me just keep watching just to see if I can get a hint or a nudge. Maybe he says something that sparks an idea. And unfortunately, it wasn't a hint or a nudge. He just saw the thing that I needed to see. And I was like, well, okay, all right. Now I've seen it. Now I know what I need to do. That's all I needed. Just one little frame needed to show up on camera one time, and that was all it took. So I unfortunately, I mean, The Witness is a hard game. It's a tough game to do 100% on your own, just like Blueprints. These are tough puzzle games, so it's no shame to be, you know, having help from somebody else. But I do like trying to do as much as I can on my own. I do value it. This is where I think having the Ascenders, or what is the grip? The grip charm, lets me just grab the wall like this. I think this is important to have here, because if I don't have it, there's a little bit of slippage on these. Let's see if I can do this. These sections right here, without the grip, yeah, see, that's just smooth. If I try to do those sections without the grip, there's the little bit of slippage that happens, and then I don't have the same height. And if you don't have the same height, you can end up being too low on this last one, and you try to claw line, and you just miss. And then you better make it back to that light, or else you're going to start taking freeze damage. With the... It is the Ascendance grip. Okay. Why did I think... Oh, I was getting it mixed up with Ascender's Bane in Slay the Spire. I was like, no, the Ascender's Bane is Slay the Spire. Ascendance grip, it's pretty similar. So yeah, there you go. Today is just another day of work, painting, and playing Warhammer. Friday is Warhammer Day. Mabian's favorite day of the week. I don't know if it's your favorite, but it's one of your favorites, I think. It is a good day. Hope y'all are well. And thankfully for us, it is still not the sweltering time of summer just yet. We're enjoying the cooler, mild days of early summer. I did the Mountain King my first try. That's GG's, Cat Mitri. GG's. That is a rare, rare thing. I have, I think, seen one other person do that on their stream, possibly, but I could be making that up. But that is a huge, huge accomplishment. Be proud of that. There is a bit of RNG involved. I don't want to take anything away from the accomplishment, because even with RNG involved, that's still a hell of a thing to do on your first try, because there's certain things that you don't know are coming, and you have to just... That's really impressive. Well done. I must have watched a video of someone attempting it before I tried. Oh, okay. Now that, I will say that does make a little difference. Going in and first trying 100% blind is a very different story than if you have at least gotten a hint of what to expect, you know? You are correct, Dee, that there is a flea. There is a flea nearby, but I'm not going to be going for this flea. Just because this is one thing that could screw me up. We're going to get the flea on the way down when we have a Fey Down cloak. We'll come back for it. Not very relevant to Silksong, but are you watching the World Cup? I have been following the World Cup. I am not really a soccer fan, but when the World Cup comes around, I'm into it. I think it's a lot of fun. And it makes it a lot of fun, especially if the U.S. is in it as well and relevant. And so far they are, which, by the way, we are probably... I'm probably going to be moving the Monday stream to a different day, maybe Tuesday. The Monday stream is going to have a reschedule this week, y'all, because there's sort of a slightly important soccer match that I'm kind of interested in seeing on Monday. So I hope y'all understand with that. And probably we'll do it on Tuesday, but I'll keep you posted. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. But the World Cup has been a lot of fun. I will say, don't, you know, if there are any matches that are live, I don't think there are right now, but I know that Argentina is going to be playing shortly. I don't want any live updates, because I am going to be watching after the fact via DVR. So no, no live World Cup spoilers, but you are free to discuss anything that has happened up to this point, if you so choose. And, you know, if your team is in it, or if your team has unfortunately had an exit earlier than you had hoped, feel free to discuss all of that if you so choose. Why is there a cup the size of the world, and why are people watching it? These are things people want to know. May I ask how getting the flea could be bad? We could take excess damage Like, or not just excess damage, but I had one practice run where when I tried to come back down, I fell in the water. That's what happened. So if you like fuck things up and you somehow don't come back down the wall right and you like slip off and now you're over here and somehow you like panic and you end up in the water, like I just don't want to fuck with it. It's Steel Soul. I don't even want to introduce a variable that potentially leads to my death. At least not in that fashion. A completely avoidable, it can happen later sort of thing, especially because we're coming right back down and we're going to be getting the mask and things like that. That's why we're mitigating risk. I think though, guys, I think we're practiced on that section. And if something goes wrong, we know how to reset and get ourselves back to safety to recharge. So I think that is it's a make or break section of the climb, but I think we'll be good. Yeah, it's just a little bit of risk mitigation, DD. That's all it is. Like, yeah, probably 99.9% of cases, things are gonna be just fine. But it's like, what's the point of introducing that risk? What's, like, why even introduce the risk? It's not worth it. In my mind, at least. In my mind. And now we are coming down the home stretch. We should be good to go here. This is another part where the Ascendant script is so good to have coming up here. There's one particular spot that would be so much harder without the Ascendant script. Along the wall here. This spot here, because I know I can like pinpoint, oops. I know that I can see this, yeah, this is what I'm worried about getting into here. Is that little nook that without the Ascendant script, trying to just dash by that thing is so much harder. It's so much stinking harder. But when you have the Ascendant script to do this, all of a sudden it's a breeze. And there we are. And that's all she wrote. Okay, cool. Practice done. I think we're good, folks. Let's go ahead and save and quit. I don't think there's anything else I need to practice. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Let's take off our practice. We're going to do it live now. We're doing it live. The little risk assessment moments of, do I get this now or do I go this way, was my favorite part of doing Steel Soul runs. I find that decision making really fun. I think we're going to have some fun with that coming up. Once we get the Fey Down Cloak, and there's a couple housekeeping things after that, like we're going to get our 8th mask. I have an idea. I'll show you actually real quick. My quick little, this is the game plan I have for now. We're doing double Mount Fade double jump, and then we're gonna go for our 8th mask. These particular mask fragments. Then we're gonna try to get. We're going to get, I think, the Architect's Crest, and if we don't have access to that right away, we'll figure out what tools we're gonna get to make sure we have access to it. But then we're gonna also get some memory lockets to get 20 slots and the Blue Vesta Crest. I think the lockets that we're gonna get are gonna be halfway home. There's one from the vaults, and maybe we also do the stuff outside. I think this is what Riley had hinted me at. Feel free to correct me if I'm misunderstanding things. But the one that is next to the vaults that eventually leads outside on top of the vaults, there's a memory locket in there somewhere. There's also a memory locket in the Memoriam, along with a spool fragment and a cog heart piece. So those are like the short-term items here that we're going to be going for. And then we'll look to maybe collect some spool fragments and maybe go to the Ducks for stuff like the Apostate Key and the Wreath of Purity. And then we'll think about doing like cleanup in the Citadel before we head to High Halls. There's also a bone scroll near the Seamstress that we'll try to squeeze in at some point. And then my stretch goal is I want to get Dual Sling for having Architect's Crest to be able to just put a shit ton of Cogflies and Plasmium File Masks and whatever else the hell we want. So, any reason that you want the Architects, just like completion, or is it your main crest? I don't know if it's going to be my main crest, but I think it might be my go-to crest for boss fights. Because I like the idea of the extra... I like the idea that you can have 2 red slots just for damage red tools, and a third slot for the Plasmium File. Because theoretically, the Plasmium File provides more healing than just a regular bind. Because when you're doing the Architect's Crest, you have the up bind that you can do that refills your tools. And if you're refilling your Plasmium File, yes, you don't get the masks right away, but if you have Dual Sling, you can refill, you can do 2 masks at a time, I think, unless it doesn't work that way. I haven't tried it yet. But theoretically, you can get like 6 or 7 masks per bind of the Architect's Crest, on top of having Cogflies plus Tax, Cogflies plus 3-fold pin, Cogflies plus whatever else you go. Random bullshit go. That's the idea, essentially. All right, so we're not getting the cloak. Yeah, you got the answer, Didi. We're on the regular file now, so we are heading to do the real thing and get the cloak for real. For real, for real, for real. Let's do it. I will need to adjust my setup here before we jump into it, because we are just coming off of the claw line. We did purchase some things, right? We did purchase the 3rd tool crafting kit, and we also picked up Sawtooth Circlet, which we're going to be having some fun with that eventually, especially once we get our blue Vesta Crest. But otherwise, our setup here is we're going to swap over to the Wanderer's Crest setup that we just had. Do I have Polyp Pouch? Yes. Yes. We used Polyp Pouch for the early stages. The early stages of the game. As of yet, I was unaware at the time of the somewhat lower damage output of the Polyp Pouch. I had, in my mind, thought that the Polyp Pouch was getting more ticks and more damage per tick than it actually was getting. So having chat fill me in on exactly how much damage the Polyp Pouch does was a little bit disappointing. It was a little bit deflating, and I thought, you know what? Maybe I just better put the Plasmium File on. Just have that no matter what. Do I need to go fill up my Plasmium File? I mean, I think we'll be okay with what we've got. I think we'll be okay. There's no reason to have Injector Band. We put on the Druid's Eye just because. And then for yellow, we need our Ascendant Script. So we just put that here. Well, I don't need it. I don't need dice, right? Maybe I need Magnetite. Maybe I need the Brooch. But one flavor of Magnetite over the other. This is what we want. Threadstorm doesn't matter. And yeah. This is how we roll. And we get it done. Yeah, it lowers overall damage, but the poison increases it. The issue is that bosses like Widow or Phantom don't stay on screen and the poison doesn't tick. That is another downside. As if the damage wasn't high enough already, the fact that some bosses can reset it. It's just not as good as I thought. Ooh, Dice prevents freeze. How you doing there, Ringer Arnos? Welcome in. Dice prevents freeze. You don't say. Well. Okay. There are only a couple sections where there are rosaries, and I can put the Brooch on for those if I really care about the convenience of. Where am I at on? there's not that many places to get extra shard pendants. That's what I'll swap out. I will swap out that guy. That's how we'll do this. Okay, dice prevents freeze. Good to know. I know you don't watch any trailers, but have you took a peek at the Sea of Sorrows trailer? I have not. I don't think I watched the regular Silksong trailer, and I don't plan on watching the Sea of Sorrows trailer. Me when I spread oh, are you trolling? Is this a troll? Is your first message in chat is a troll? Oh, Ringer, this is not a good start. This is not. I don't think there is a special interaction between dice and freeze, or if there is, I'm not aware of it. You should definitely equip Flint Slate. Use it if the going ever gets tough. It's temporarily positive freeze. We don't have Flint Slate. I don't have it. I have not gone there yet. To that part of the deep docks, we could, but it's not a part that I've practiced. So, and I think it's a somewhat dangerous part. You're on thin ice though, Ringer. No more. I almost. That's all. I know you're doing it lightheartedly, but please, no muss. No more trolling like that. Especially when we're doing Steel Soul. Thank you for the fill in on that, Riley. If anybody does know for sure, we have other benches that we can swap out. I am gonna say that, guys. This is. Oh, you know what I am gonna do though. I am going to get myself some silk. That is one thing I will do. I think, oh yeah, that's true. If we're using Wanderer's Crest, we only get the one red tool. So we would have to, yeah, I would rather, especially because I haven't practiced, like, oh, I'm gonna go Flint Slate here because I'm about to freeze. That's just not muscle memory that I have built in. I feel like I would panic and just flub that up. It would not work for me the way that somebody who has practiced it and is ready to do it when needed. So I would rather have the Plasmium File. And also, my runs have gone smoothly enough where I don't think we're going to be freezing our asses off. Famous last words, but I don't think that's... I don't think... I don't think... I will be okay without it. But this is good. I'm also not opposed to suggestions like this. Just because I don't end up using your suggestion does not mean I don't want suggestions. This is part of the fun of a Steel Soul stream, is being able to strategize these things. I'll be back later, Pavo. I know you want to tell me about my bell home, but we'll get to you later. I have a mountain to climb first. Other stuff to do. Akinar stream on while watching Argentina versus Capo Verde. Next hour about to be peak. Enjoy the football, enjoy the soccer, but keep me out of the loop. I will watch that later and get those updates. The YouTube TV that lets me chase the soccer action. Oh, see, we're already off to a good start here. That lets me chase the soccer action after the fact, which I will be doing. I will be enjoying after the stream. All right, focus time, folks. Time to lock in.
Benny Frank.
Still no purchasing the quill, but we will purchase the map. Even though I probably should save the rosaries for stuff like... There's stuff that we need to buy from Grindel after we get our cloak. Pashanka! Thank you for the good luck. Chakra. Chakra is sending us on our way. Clock it in, guys. This is it. Okay, if we can make it there, that's the one part where I have lost a mass at times, because I'm just a little bit slow, but the fact that we did not is a good sign. Cool. Smooth. Easy peasy. And then we do... Actually, I don't need a charge up here. I'll get one on my way down. And then we have our spool in here. Let's get to the first bench. And then I will catch up with chat. Do not go for the claw line here. Go for the Namonid. Then get the claw line. There we go. That's how that's supposed to go. Smooth. Cool. Do I even need this bench? I actually don't. I don't even need the bench. Thankfully, because we did not even suffer any freeze damage. Cool, cool, cool. Shouldn't you use Plasmium File before starting a journey? It's a good question. Or that's a good point. We could do it. We could use the Plasmium File so that we don't have to use it when we're panicking for health. That is a fair point. I may do it before this next section. Because the next section is the make or break. So just giving myself a little bit of insurance there feels like a good idea. Whoops. Whoops, 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 whoops. Go fill up our health here. Or silk. All right. See, that's where I want my brooch. Because I'm just that lazy. I don't want to have to go down and pick up those rosaries. The brooch is so clutch, guys. It's so clutch. We're going to go after, I think, when we're done with Mount Fae, talking about the Lifeblood reserves, we are probably going to go do a fill up afterward. So we'll use a couple here. And then we'll go do a fill up afterward. Oh, what the heck? Okay. Well, I completely had a brain freeze there. I don't know what I was thinking. I have to go to the wall. That's what I have to do. And that's why we put on those blue masks, guys. That's why we put those blue masks on there. I just completely... I was like... I thought I was already on the level of the next room. I thought I was already there. Not so much. So, bench time. Good thing we got a bench. Actual brain freeze. And this is the thing. As much as you practice, you can do all the off or on camera practice that you want, guys. There is nothing like actually being in the moment. You know, we were talking about the World Cup. You can practice all the penalty kicks you want. But when you get into that moment and you're standing there in front of the goalie and you're trying to decide what to do and you start to overthink it, or you have a lack of confidence, you don't hit that thing with full confidence or conviction, you're gonna screw it up because there's nothing like the actual moment. The moment of truth. Let me put on my masks. Hold on. Let's do the insurance. Okay. Don't destroy that light. That'd be a bad thing. Okay. Now we're here. Now we're here. I thought we were there before. We weren't there yet. I would say we got some value, though, out of that first set of lifeblood. Dang, it is chilly out there. Oh, my God. I know the Cogwork Dancers, man, that will live in infamy. The Cogwork Dancers. Okay. Do I even go a little bit... Do I even go for a couple extra masks here? Of insurance? We'll do one. I'm not going to go more than that just because we have the out. This that we said we can always come back up here if we can always get back up to safety. Double crits, though. Double crits. What was up with that? That kind of scared me, to be honest. The clawline crit. Double back-to-back. Or back-to-back clawline crits. It's just kind of like, what the heck's going on here? What the heck? Okay, there's somewhere in here, there's a flea. And we're going to mark that to remind ourselves there's a flea. Okay. Whew. I can feel how having an audience affects the mindset, or at least it sure would for me. Doing this live is an extra level of difficulty. That adds to it, I think. There's no doubt. But I think even if I wasn't streaming, there's just... Your mind goes to a different place because you know, oh, there's a subtle subconscious effect of knowing that this is the real deal. You know? And it just affects your focus that much more. Just enough to where it's just not the same as when you were autopiloting during practice. The muscle memory is ever so slightly different. Easy room, though. We made it. We made it through first try on the tougher of the rooms. I did not know you can crit with clawline. I'm not sure if I'd have been quizzed on that, I would have known either. I think maybe it's happened to me before, but I certainly wasn't expecting it in that moment. It's like 3% chance for a crit, so yours was 0.09% for it to happen. Doesn't the crit chance change depending on how much silk you have? I think that's what I heard, at least, is with Wanderers, if you have a lot more silk, then there's a much higher chance to crit. I don't know if that 3% is assuming max silk. You mess up on practice, it's whatever, it's practice. You mess up on the real run, you start to panic. Exactly. You know that it's just not the same. And that, even in that moment where we were sliding back down the hill and I was like, oh, we're actually freezing here. That's not something I had practiced, right? You can practice doing everything right, but the moment something goes wrong, have you accounted for that? Did you practice when things go wrong and you're, like, there could have been spikes there. I didn't know that slide down path 100% backwards and forwards, and I know there are sometimes spikes when you're sliding down the mountain. If I'd have run into spikes there, I don't know. Maybe it would have reset me back to the fire, but There's variables that you just don't account for sometimes. Okay. No, if the silk is filled for 1 heal, the chance is just 3%. If it's not, then no crit chance. By the way, dice increases the chance of crit, hence the lucky dice. Oh. Interesting. What's your crit chance when you're using the lucky dice? I believe you can only crit if you have at least 9 strands of silk and are not infested by muck maggots. Okay, so it's just a pure on or off. Got it. It's not like a gradual ramp up of crit chance. Recently, I discovered that the best confirmation of friendship between Gen Z people is sending an email to each other because nobody in their right mind would do it. Wait, what? You mean nobody of a younger age would do it? I think the crit chance is 2, not 3%, and then it goes 2.2 with dice. It's a 0.2 increase? That's funny. The crit itself, though, does 3 times damage. All right. The dice, hey, you know, they can't. The dice would be just a little too OP if things were too skewed, you know. Hold on. I hesitated. And we know what hesitation is, guys. Almost mucked that up by running and jumping into the little flyer, which I have done in practice. And at the last second, I caught myself because I was like, nope, that's gotten you into trouble before. Don't do that now. Oh my God. Oh my God, guys. Jesus. Ascendant script's so good. I almost mucked that up. Oh, okay. GG, guys. GG. Do or do not. There is no try. Whew. Okay, there was just a couple little, you know, shaky moments, but otherwise, we made it. And now we have our comfy, warm cloak. And a double jump. So cool. So cool. Awesome. Okay. I'm gonna go to the mask maker just because I like talking to the NPCs, but I don't think you have to, right? I don't think mask maker is, there's no requirement for 100% that mask maker's involved in, right? But we're just gonna go talk to him because he's the mask maker. And I'm gonna get some shards. Because I'll need them later if I'm gonna be doing Architect's Crest and Architect's Crest bind stuff. I'm gonna need lots of shards. Mask maker not necessary for 100%. Okay, good to know. But I still like to say hi. If it's not something, you know, that's going to get us in a lot of hot water from a Steel Soul perspective, if I'm not risking imminent death, which I don't think I am, then we'll go say hi. Caw! Caw! I hadn't thought of caw for that. For our bird friend. Now I cannot unhear. Sparky, thank you for that. GG, I was the mnemonic. I so thought that the bird would be a boss fight and that it was about to be the most insane run back of all time. That would be crazy. I also would not put it past Team Cherry. I could totally understand why you would think that or be ready for that eventuality. Yeah, I don't think the delivery quest is needed for 100%, DD. I like to do it. And we do respect the lore in this stream, of course. But I think do you have to do the delivery quest in order? I think you have to in order to get the juiciest lore, don't you? You don't get Maskmaker's delivery quest until Act 3, so it isn't useful for quest points. And the delivery quests themselves are not required for 100% apart from Courier's Rasher, right? But yeah, the juiciest lore is not until the delivery quest, I think. All right, now we get our Mass Shard. Unless there is something else here on the mountain that you guys would like me to get on the way down. I think the main business is Flea and Mass Shard. And even the Flea is like, you know, yeah, if we miss the Flea, it's no big deal. Isn't there at least one bed of spikes here on this? Maybe not. Okay, there's actually no spikes at all on this descent, which is nice. Which is nice. Can you pick up some fries for me? God damn it, Mavian. Now I actually want some In-N-Out fries. The power of suggestion. You got me. Maskmaker voice actor is definitely the same as Dung Defender. Oh, I hadn't thought about that. Is that a for real, for real? I can hear it. I'll believe it. I would definitely believe it. Now, if I am getting the fleas, I do have to go back up here. Fleas? Singular. Flea, singular. We do have to go back up this way, but having our Fade Down Cloak now makes this so much easier. So much less stressful. Even if I muck it up, it doesn't matter. The pressure's off. I still have my blue mask safety as well. So life is good. Let's remember to do a Wormways. Oh, we can get Sharp Dart, can't we? So maybe we pick up Sharp Dart and fill up our Plasmium file. We go for a little pit stop at the Wormways. And I think that about does it. Obviously there's this. This is something we come back for when we have Silksore. Is it right here? Is this the spot? Close enough. I guess it's actually more up here. That's where it is. Not that one. That's not my Silksore marker. That's the one. All right. Now we also... There's another flea that we go get by the slab Elway. Been playing a lot of Tears of the Kingdom recently, so I keep thinking Hornet should just have cooked some peppers before the climb. Is this your first playthrough of Tears? I presume you've played Breath of the Wild. I have played Breath of the Wild multiple times, but I have not played Tears, and I suspect it's probably not going to be something I'll get to for a while for previously discussed reasons for people who are familiar with our discussions on the channel about what games are you going to play next, Akanar? Ones that don't take a million years. No, I won't say that we'll never play a game like Elden Ring again, but we're prioritizing shorter games for the time being. We will get maybe to a longer game eventually. Some point down the road. But hope you're enjoying Tears of the Kingdom. I have watched, knowing that I probably wasn't going to be playing that one, at least for a very long time, I have watched a fair few people playing Tears of the Kingdom, and it looks like a blast. So I think let's do what we said we were going to do, which is go to the Wormways. Although, I guess there's one thing I do first, which is I go directly to... I want my crafting kit upgrade. That's the first thing I want. At some point, I also want my Hunter's Crest back, but I also have blue masks. I have blue masks that I don't want to, I'd like to get value out of. Hi, I made it up here. I got a double jump now.
That's fine.
Your hideout is no longer safe, Grindel. Any reason for Sharpjar or just completion in the Worm Journal thing? It's just completion at this point. There will maybe be some... There will maybe be some bosses that we... or gauntlets that we decide, you know what, let's do Sharp Dart for this one. So we'll want it eventually anyways. If I'm doing farming at any point, I will want this Thief's Mark. Am I doing farming yet? We have a lot of rosaries in here. I'm going to wait to buy that. Because we might want to buy something from Jubilana. Or we might want to buy this spool fragment. This is another thing that we might want to actually just buy sooner than later. So that we'll start with that, though. Are you planning to fight optional bosses like Second Sentinel and Pinstress on the Steel Soul file after you 100%? Are those not part of 100%? Because don't they both give you a tool? I thought, like, you know, there are Memento guys, there are Memento bosses that I would think are optional, but I actually don't know for sure what's all 100%. We definitely want to get the 100% achievement first. That's the goal. Get that out of the way, and then if we want to have some fun going for mementos or optional things after the fact, maybe you can talk me into it. We'll see. It's a massive game, so I never finished it. Decided to go back on a fresh file since we recently bought a Switch 2. Nice. And do you have the graphics upgrade for the Switch 2? That's awesome. As long as Tunic is the reason, all delay is forgiven. Good call, good call. You should play Inkshade. It's very inscription coded. You probably want to play a different genre, though. Is Inkshade if it's inscription coded, I suspect it's a card game. Feel free to drop it in the game suggestions channel in the Discord. Because I do put a fair amount of those in my wish list if they look interesting to me. Take the cylinder. Does the cylinder get me anything other than... It's just a straight... Do we get a rosary benefit out of this? We only get the 240 when we turn it in, don't we? Or does it retrieve for more than 240? Stonks? So you're saying we get more rosaries out of this than what we turn it in? Anything that gives you tools, they are counted for 100%. Yeah, that's what I thought. Isn't there 0 point in saving rosary necklaces in Steel Soul? The the point would be that it makes me question my spending decisions to avoid whether I... Like, it makes me, not impulse buy everything, and it makes me think about what am I actually buying now that I want, and... Like, I don't want to get in a spot where I'm running out of rosaries for something that I really want right in this moment, but then I'm going to have to go farm for them instead. You do think it stonks? I'm not sure. If it is, it's not that much, I don't think. You will not make a profit on that Psalm Cylinder. Cardenas only gives you 200. Oh, we actually lose. Oh, see, it stonks in the Cardinius's direction. Yeah, we're gonna pass on these other items for now. Let's look at our map. This was the marker here for Grindel, which we have now visited, but we are going to come back there. This is a thing we want to do. This is not something we're going to do yet. This takes us to Sands of Karak, but I don't want to go to Sands of Karak yet. We're just gonna we got our flea. Did we not? Yeah, I went up to get the flea. So let's just look and see what else there is. Second Sentinel is not for a while. We got this. We got the spool fragment down here. We take that off. There are some things in the White Ward eventually, but those are not for a while. We have to go back to get this flea at some point, which maybe we will do. We're going to go back to the vaults for a mask shard. Maybe we'll stop in and get the flea, and maybe we'll get a memory locket as well. Maybe we'll do multiple things in the vaults. What is this? There's stuff to do with Clawline in this room, but I don't think it's a priority. There are Sinner's Road things that we want to go back for, like Tax. Tax is still there. Simple Key, maybe. Eventually, we can do Lagoli now. There's a locket in the halfway home. That's what we're going to pick up shortly. And then we are at some point going to be going for the stuff that's not related to the Father of the Flame. There's a mask fragment, and there's a craft metal up in the Wisp Thicket. But we're not going to go after the Father of the Flame just yet. We're now in a stage of the game where we're rounding up upgrades before we do tough fights. So we're waiting on Savage Beastfly still. Maybe that fight is not that tough at this point. I don't know. But we're waiting on things like the Lava Escape. Anything. We might get a spool fragment from the Deep Docks. This is something that I could do. And so maybe I actually want to buy that spool fragment right now from Grindel. Because this would actually be a pretty quick pickup, wouldn't it? Maybe we do that. Let's look at the spool fragments here. Let's look at... Let me go to the right window. Let's look at spool fragments. I'm open to recommendations on spool fragments, but there's not that many left. There's not... I clicked on the wrong window here, so let me get OBS back on top. But if we go to spool fragments, we have the one that's sold by Grindel. There's one eventually that's sold by Jubilana, but we have to do a quest first. This one in the Deep Docks we could go get. This would not be too bad. Because we just, we drop down here and we do the little platforming thing. And that's easy peasy, I think. There's one in the High Halls, but we're going to wait on High Halls for just a little bit. There is also one in the Memoriam. I do want to go through the Memoriam at some point, because there's a memory locket in here too, I think. We talked about getting that, right? So, I will at least buy this one from Grindel, because one way or the other, we're going to get a spool fragment upgrade pretty soon. So we'll grab this one while we're still here. We need 680, I think. We're going to at least need to pop one of these. And then one of these, probably. Okay. Cool. Minus stonks, yeah. It made sense that it was stonks in my mind. Sorry, everyone. Nah, it's fine. It's one of those things where you're kind of collecting it for the lore, right? But you would think in most games you would think it would not be to your detriment to do something like that. But this is a Team Cherry game. And sometimes they do it different. They do things differently. Okay, so Did I did take off. Yeah, okay. So we got this the one in Mount Fay. Let's quickly go here to Blasted Steps while we have these masks. Yeah, let's go to Shellwood, and then we'll do the little jump puzzle thing to get us to this mask shard. And then we can maybe just fall down and go to Wormways. Saved. I don't have you in my journal yet, really? I don't have you yet. For what it's worth, as I look at this sketched map, I think you can get Trobio's Quill without having to fight him. So, okay, this is where I might need a little bit of guidance. So there might be, like, very minor spoilers involved here. But try to keep it as spoiler-free or spoiler-light as possible. But I thought... Maybe I'm under the misimpression here. I thought there was an uber-duber extra special quill that we only get... see, okay, yeah, see, DNA. Yeah, this is the thing. I think, Riley, there's a different quill that we can only get if we wait until Act 3. Yeah, I think, and that's kind of what we're trying to go for here. There's the DNA and Froment are kind of confirming it here. So the idea is, I think, to wait to Act 3 if I can. I don't know if I'll be able to, but we're gonna try. Because I would like to. It would feel right if we're doing Steel Soul. Let's just get, like, what people are saying is the rarest item in the game. Are you planning on streaming randos on Silksong? Are randos a thing? Is there a randomizer for Silksong? I've never gotten a straight answer on this. Because the ones that I tried to look up didn't seem like they had a ton of traffic. And I haven't dug into it myself. And I don't think I've seen Colette streaming Silksong randomizers. Not that I've watched Colette's stream a ton. There are enemy randos already. I don't know if I want enemy rando quite as much. I did a little bit of enemy rando with Hollow Knight, and it could make for, like, a fun, like, single stream, maybe. But I don't think it would be something that I would want to play the heck out of. But I would, you know, if it were fun enough to do for a single stream, I might consider it. Possibly. What are we doing? We're still doing the, whoops. Oopsie. Hope that doesn't cost me. I'm gonna do a Thread Storm here. Just get that guy out of there. Even though I'm low on Silk now, I think it'll be okay. That's not... I for some reason thought I was in a very different room. I thought that the platform was in a different spot there. Okay. Architect mod allows you to do a lot of things. Architect mod. I'll make a note of that. I'll look it up later. Because I really did enjoy doing the Hollow Knight randomizer, but also I came in late enough to the game where they had done a lot of work on that randomizer, and it was really good. There were a lot of quality of life features, and So far, I haven't seen anything similar with Silksong. And who knows if there ever will be, because, you know, Silksong is a different game. It's a much bigger game. I haven't even put in the thought necessary to try to think what would an actual equivalent randomizer look or feel like in this game, because it's such a different experience compared to Hollow Knight. Could you even put together a randomizer that feels as fun as the first game did? Okay, next one is vaults. Now we go to vaults. We'll go to vaults. And now... Oh, no, I said we were going to do Wormways, didn't I? I forgot we're doing Wormways. Wormways! Hold up. Hold up. Wait. Thank you, Dee Dee. I just remembered. I'm sure there will be one. It will just take time. I hope there is, Mabian. I hope there is. I'm certain that if there is eventually, it will take time. Especially if it's a free thing that people will just do it in their spare time.
Tamiyan.
Hey, there's our statue. And it hasn't been destroyed yet. Yeah. We could maybe kill this guy. That is one thing I could think about doing, would be killing this guy while we're here. Just for the beast shard. Or whatever it's called. We could think about doing that. Oh, cool! You saved Pilby. we certainly tried to. Well, I don't know. At this point, I guess I'm okay with doing this. But for Pilby, is it possible to save him 100% of the time, or is there actually some RNG? You have to get a little bit lucky as to when. I suspect there is a way to deterministically to guarantee that you get Pilby to safety. Safety. I mean, we don't really know it's safety for sure, do we? We just know that he's not in Bone Bottom anymore when the Skull Tyrant comes through. But who knows what happens to Pilby, because, like, we never see him make it to the Citadel, right? Hello there, Jetty Jet Jets. That's a lot of jets going on. How you doing? Wormways are scary. Wormways, fortunately for us, has not been our scariest place on this Steel Soul file. But I can see that Wormways would... It's certainly, its aesthetic is reminiscent of Deep Nest. And in that regard, you'd have to at least put it in the somewhat scary category. Hope you're doing well, Jets. Want an explanation? Pilby's fate can only be either ambiguous or death. Okay, that's what I thought. I think that's the only, well, the explanation that you can, I would actually like to know. I would like to know if there is a way for you to control it in some regard. I don't necessarily want to know, here are the steps to control Pilby's fate, but I would like to know, is it possible to guarantee our friend is safe? Or is it just, to an extent, up to RNG? Because you just don't know when exactly the old cranium crusher is going to come through your town. Or whatever that name that Fume Knight called him was. No! Oh! I actually got you in... I was about to get your Silksong. Unintentional. You son of a bitch! there goes one of my precious lifeblood masks. How dare you? How dare you? Is Jets a Jets fan? Have a guess? Oh, I forgot this was Steel Soul. You could make the argument that everything is scary on Steel Soul. You could certainly make that case. I love though that we got our satchel. Our extra tool slots have felt very nice. Do I have enough rosaries, actually? I don't think I have enough rosaries. I think I need to pop some rosaries. Looking forward to Act 3 when I don't have to do this anymore. That will be one positive of Act 3. No more Plasmium File Phillips. Alright, get me the heck out of here. Get me... Oh, there's still more. There's still more? Oh, there's even more! Holy shit, these guys just keep coming. We still have our lifeblood mask, though. I thought I was about to jinx myself. Take a silly hit on those guys, but hanging on to these lifeblood masks as long as we possibly can. Okay, now I think we go to Vaults. Vaults is next, guys, because we have a mask shard in Vaults. We have... We might just pick up the memory locket. Because I think we can just get the memory locket pretty easily without having to go outside just yet. Although, Riley, I will... Well, actually, no, never mind. Never mind. I was going to ask a question, but I'm not going to ask a question. We're just going to... We're just going to keep going with the flow here. At some point, I'm going to sit at a bench to get my Hunter's Crest back, though. Like, my value brain that is so greedy wants to get as much possible value out of these two blue masks. But I also want to swap back to my normal setup and my normal pogoing. It's just, is that time? Now? I want to go to Vaults, and then eventually we're going to Wisp Thicket. And by that point, I will be switching to Hunters for sure. So I think I'm just going to switch now before we go to Vaults. We'll go back to the first shrine, but then... Well, hold on. Let me just make sure we've gotten... Oh, we do get a thing from Flick, don't we? There is a thing he's got here, but I don't know that we're ever... I've never broken this on the main file, and I don't feel like necessarily breaking it on Steel Soul, but we'll see how desperate... We'll see how desperate we are for shards. Oh, we could turn in some Silk Eaters as well. Those are stonks. When we go to do Roach Guts, maybe? We want to do what we want to... The thing outside with Garmond is... before we do Find Pin turn-ins. Don't want to have a moment where you mess up your pogo positioning from being on Wanderers too long. That's another thing. Yeah, you don't want your muscle memory falling apart on you. One way or the other, though, I am... We're going to step inside here. And then... ride the Bellway back to the first... Let's do a couple housekeeping things, though. Let's just check in at our hubs real quick, because I think we left Pavo waiting for us to give us our... He was waiting to give us our Bellhome key. So let's grab that real quick.
Miofene? Nesvir?
If I were to play Steel Soul, I'd die to a little worm 2 minutes in. We've been doing a lot of practice, Jets. A lot of preparation to try to avoid little deaths like that. The unexpected moments. Getting your spider limbs chopped off or gnawed off by Wormway. What are the guys in the Gromlins? Gromlins, Groms, any and all the above. I wish there was a way to trade the oh, interesting. Yeah, that would be cool, DNA, because it's such a useless thing. There's probably a mod. I'll bet you there's a mod that lets you do it. Nothing to do with this Bellhome right now, but cool stuff later to look forward to. And then let's go to the first shrine. I don't think there's anything to do at the first shrine, though, other than just swap over my crest and get into the vaults. But I will take a brief little stretch break. We're going to keep going. We're going to try to do a little bit longer like we did last Friday. But I do need a stretch break here before we proceed. Pilby's fate is fully decided by one thing. I won't say unless you ask. It's one thing that you have control over, DD. You can answer that. Do you have control over this one thing? That's all I want to know. You taking off, Cat Mitri? Is it that time? I see an alrighty. Yes, it is. Okay. Okay. Let me think about it a little bit more. You have full control. Okay. All right. I don't think there's anything that we're buying yet from you. So... Oh. We could go get architects. That would be a thing that we could get. Maybe we'll go get architects. Let me go ahead and take a break. Alrighty to your stretch break. Much needed, I assume. Yes, yes. Thank you for that. It is much needed. Let me take that stretch break, and then I think we will actually go to grab the architect's crest. Well, but we still need 2 memory lockets. That's the thing. We still need 2 memory lockets, and one of them is, I think, going to be here in the vaults. So... might as well just grab some rosaries while we're in the vaults, and then we'll be able to afford our architect's crest. One way or the other, we'll get it all figured out, and we'll be there. Quick little stretch break, and I will BRB. If I can remember the BRB screen as well. That's the other thing I gotta remember here. Okay, let's get back to it. Let's get back to it. Do I have the Moss Eye thing? You mean this? I only have the regular version. I am aware that there is an upgraded version, which we will get eventually, probably. Although I don't think that's required for 100%. Okay, let's switch. Bye-bye masks. Wonderful, lovely, life-led masks. Give me back my Hunter's Crest. I want it back. And I want back... Maybe I keep dice. Because I don't really need the extra shards at the moment. I'm close to the shard cap. But maybe I want the Ascendant Script. Do I need that for now? I think I'll keep the dice. I do like my Ascendant Script. I don't need Magma Bell. That's one thing I don't need. So we'll try going with this Sawtooth Circlet. People have... I've been experimenting with this a little bit as I've been rehearsing the upcoming stages. And this thing, y'all are right, it does do damage. Quite significant damage, which I was not aware of previously. So we're going to try that. I love my threefold pin. We're keeping that on there. I'll keep dice for now. I love the Ascendant Script, though. I do love the Ascendant Script. Dice can be a lifesaver. It can be a lifesaver. I think while we're exploring, I want the Ascendant Script. I got the Plasmium File if we really need it. You don't know how to upgrade? If you want to know, I will tell you. If you don't want to know, mute the stream. But you just have to collect all the moss berries and then actually turn them in. which I had collected all of them on my original first playthrough. And then I just hadn't turned in the last mossberry because I thought you were just turning it in for rosaries. And I never turned it in until... Have I turned it in on the main file? I don't know if I have. I think it's one of those things that I've been waiting to come back to. I've been waiting to come back to it because... I don't know, if we ever go back to the main file and we do, like, flea games to try to beat Seth or something, then we'll do that as part of that. Getting the upgraded Moss Eye. Let's go ahead and get this... Let's get the flea that we didn't get before. Should be a lot easier now with the double jump. I still need to hit this thing around, don't I? Maybe. Can I do it without hitting this thing around? No, I think I still need it, don't I? I actually don't remember for sure where the flea is, but I think it's like... It's way over there. This is as high as I can go. I don't think I can quite make it, so I think they've designed this specifically. It looks like it's just out of reach. They want you to have done the business with this box. Which does require you to go back under here, I think. An upswing doesn't quite do it. So I have to deal with you buggers. No! It was supposed to be an upswing at least. I don't know if it actually was. Okay. Oh, that's not it. Flea be free. Ascendant Script, probably better safety value overall than dice. You think there's safety value in it? I suppose, yeah. If you're dealing with a tough That looked funny. Him going sideways off the ledge. I suppose the fact that you get to position yourself exactly where you want. Yeah, no, you're right. It's sort of one of these things that you don't, or you take it for granted when you have it. And then when it's gone, you're like, oh my god, I missed my ascendance grip. Holy shit. Holy shit. What was the plan? I forget. Oh, could I have claw line twice? Oh, whoops. Oh, you can claw line twice. That's right. That's a thing I can do. Oh, well, we did it the old-fashioned way. Oh, I haven't yet gone and done the thing in this room with this. Okay. This is for later, right? We need to do this for later. Oh, I can kill this guy. That's nice. One nice thing about not having done this before. Yet. So now that's up there for when we go to get the memory locket and go outside. But for now, we're just getting the mass shard. Which is somewhere here. Yep. Okay. That puts us at 3. Now we go to Wisp Thicket. Because Wisp Thicket also has a craft metal for us. To me, that's like from here, the mask shards start to get a little Monka-S, right? But I think the Wisp Thicket one is like it's the safest one for me, because the practicing that I've done, I feel pretty confident about being able to get that done. Is there anything else that I want to do down here? There's a lot to the vaults that we haven't explored yet. I can take this off the map. We're coming back for this maybe soon. But right now, 8th mask is what I want. Mask number... Oh, shit, you're back. Mask number 8 is the priority. Do I have a... I guess there is a cylinder somewhere nearby, isn't there? No, that's outside. The one I'm thinking of, at least, is outside. There might be a cylinder that I've forgotten about. Your wormways turned into lifeblood? Yeah, it will do that eventually. It'll go lifeblood on you one way or the other if you play long enough. Monka-S mentioned bodies. I do sometimes miss my Twitch emotes, guys. If y'all know the way for us to do the Twitch emotes or any sort of emotes over here on YouTube, I'd love to know. I feel like there's got to be an add-on or something that I just don't know about, or I haven't researched it well enough. But I do miss my Monka-S sometimes. I miss seeing that wonderful face in chat, you know? Hog. Hog Slide. I feel like I'm also way out of date on the Twitch emote meta. Because I will go into streams sometimes. I just don't go... I don't frequent Twitch much anymore. So when I do go onto Twitch, especially bigger streams, there are emotes there that I'm like, I've never seen this before, and I have no idea what the context is supposed to be. So I'm a big time boomer now when it comes to the Twitch emotes. Where did I say I was going? Greymoor. Greymoor? I actually want to go to Belheart. Omega Lol. Yeah, exactly. Like those I know. You can throw those at me all day. There's some other ones that. Oh, I guess, honestly, Poggies has... Poggies is one of those that has multiple... there's one that's a little more PG-13, right? Which I'm not used to thinking of. I don't know if that's the one you intended, DNA. Hello, cool person! Right back at you, Fume Knight. We were just mentioning you earlier. What was your nickname that you gave to Skull Tyrant? Cranium Challenger? What did you call him before? I hope you're having a good one, Fume Knight. What I wanted to go here for was to fill up my silk. And then I think this is the closest that we can get to. This is the closest that we can get to the Wisp Thicket. I don't think I changed my setup yet, but once we get there, I will change to the Magma Belt. Cranium Conqueror, of course. Cranium Conqueror, that's the one. How could I forget? The YouTuber that I used to watch somehow implemented custom emotes, but I don't know what he used. Okay. Some Twitch chats feel impossible to understand without extensions. All I see is the text version of an emote, like, really mad. Yeah, I know. The people that are on mobile or they don't have BTTV installed, which I used to be one of those people way back in the day. I know the feeling. You're like, what the hell is wrong with you people? What the hell is wrong with you people? Oh, yeah, I'm not changing anything right now. Oh, I know, and the animated versions. That's the thing. YouTube doesn't have the animated emotes, which that little Zote emote. Yeah, we've got for the members. We've got like the grub hype. By the way, I should probably update those emotes. We can add some sweet Silksong emotes probably. If y'all have some emote ideas, it's just something I need to spend time thinking about. But I would love to get y'all some new updated emotes one of these days. Especially if we're doing Steel Soul, there's got to be like some Silksong emotes that we can get up in here. But that Zote emote is supposed to be animated, and it was like a spin-off on the spin-off on that like one cat, that does the jabbering away. If you've seen it, you see it, and it makes so much sense. I guess I just filled out my journal for my might. Okay, cool. Nice. Okay, all right. Wisp Thicket is speaking of Monka S. This is one place that can be just a little bit on the scary side. We will definitely equip our Magma Belt, and we've got our Threadstorm, and we have our Plasmium File. Do I equip? I will equip Dice for this. I don't need the Rosary Gather for this. So Dice goes in. And that's our setup for this. Riley. Fume Knight beat here is not Pog. He took me hours to beat in Broom Tower. Oh my god. Fume Knight was that was a fun boss. I really enjoyed the DS2 DLCs. Really good DLC. Real good DLCs. That, why am I blanking on the name of Mr. Samurai? But the Samurai fight which was also part of Broom Tower, actually, right? What's the name of that fight? Y'all help me out. But I remember streaming that. That was a Twitch stream. That was a lot of fun. Popcat, that's the... You knew it, Fume Knight. Good call. That's the one. Yeah, we're doing Wisp Thicket here, DNA, but not Father of the Flame. Sorry. So it's a partial Wisp Thicket. Just Sir Alon, thank you. Sir Alon is so good. It's just a partial, just a Mask Shard and a Craft Metal, which should be very doable. Especially with stuff like threefold pins to do this. God damn it. See, this is the thing. You practice as much as you want, and it's still... that thing still bonks you. When in practice... I guess I wasn't up high enough, I don't know. But in practice, every time that I had done this and the wisp comes out, I just stay tucked up here in the corner and the wisp flew into the spikes. And of course, the one time it doesn't is when it's on Steel Soul. God damn it. I am gonna give myself a little bit of insurance. We just filled up on Plasmium because this is one of those places where we give ourselves insurance. I probably should have just claw lined there. Okay. I will go up here even though it's just a bone scroll. But I want the rosaries, and I can do this pretty easily because we have Threadstorm. Okay. Threadstorm's the only reason that I do that. Because everything else that I had tried while practicing this off camera did not end so well. So if you don't have Silk and a Threadstorm, do not attempt, because it's only a bone scroll. Now we can do this. We can do this. Remember, he explodes. Or bursts into flame. Let him do his flame thing. And then get out of the way. Okay, one down. Wait for him to get a little ways away from the other wisp thing. Okay. Just gotta, it's another, this, practice has come in handy against these guys, because those, it did not always look quite that smooth. Things can go wrong against these wispy boys. See, and even in this case, man, that thing spawned 3? That thing spawned 3 of those stinkers, goddamn. Alright, okay, we got value out of our blue masks, I guess. We got value out of those suckers. This one also. Oh, shit. Well, okay, there goes the... Man, practice. Oh my god, what the fuck? Okay, well, fortunately we're going back to the bench, so maybe I didn't even have to heal. I should have gone up here and healed. Stupid fucking... I can't wait to get my Wreath of Purity. Fucking maggots. I had obviously I had practiced that portion, and you're supposed to be able to claw line there. I must have just like inadvertently jumped. Instead of landing on the platform after having done the claw line, but I just did a little hippity hop or something, and I lost my platform and maggots. Okay, so oh shit, we go back to the bench, but we don't have any silk. Is that a problem? It's not as much of a problem here. I think we'll be okay. I did accidentally jump, didn't I? God damn it. But we got 8 masks. Let's go. 8 masks hype indeed, Riley. So we are at a very nice break point. Not as nice as 9 masks, but it's good. Cool, cool, cool. Though using skills with no silk regeneration might be a bad idea. It's all about the placement of the placement and timing. You can regenerate silk against these guys, right? Like at least these guys generate silk. At least these guys generate the silk for you. But I get what you're saying, because there are, you know, that's one of the things I'm not especially looking forward to in Act 3 is not being able to... Facing off against enemies that will deprive you of your silk. Or that won't even offer you the chance to regenerate your silk. Fume Knight, shut up. Oh my god, Fume Knight, please. Need to find some moss berries. The moss berries are hidden. They are, if you're into Act 3, what's like the hardest to find moss berry? We won't go in this little sus wall here that leads to Underworks. We're not going there yet. But we'll get our craft metal, and I guess I will mark this. We've done this now, but then somewhere around here in the Wisp Thicket eventually is a way into the Underworks if we want to. Because I think there is like a flea or something along this route, or maybe there's a memory locket. But I don't need this right now. We'll come back for it. We'll come back later. But yeah, mossberries, you know, if you're not wanting to look up directly on a wiki page, then maybe try talking to ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini or whatever your AI of choice is, and you can. What I've been doing is when I do want to look up stuff like this, I'll ask 2 different AI tools, because sometimes you can't trust the one that you ask. It might get things wrong. But if you have one that tells you, or if you have 2 that tell you the same thing, then maybe you're on the right track. Okay, craft metal get, and 8th mask get. So now what? Now what do we do? I would have thought that, Jets, to be honest. I thought that they were not going to be able to damage you when you were in the water, but Team Cherry said otherwise. Fume Knight? I'm blushing reading these. I'm not even reading these aloud, Fume Knight, because I feel like I wouldn't be able to read them with a straight face. You are far too kind, my friend. Or you are... Get out of here. I've seen quite a few people discover Wisp Thicket for the first time while trying to find that flea, actually. The one that is on the way to the Underworks. Because they get the map from Vogue, and then that leads them there. Yeah, that's a clever thing about having, you know, Vogue and also the collector's map and things like that. You get to places that you wouldn't otherwise find. You might miss. Ola is here. How you doing, Ola? Happy Friday to you as well. How did Phantom Ganon end up treating you? I had to leave halfway through there, but you walked into that room, and I honestly had not. I was like, which boss is this? I don't even remember. But then as soon as you walked in and I saw the paintings on the wall, I was like, oh, now I remember. And you were out of arrows. LOL. That was I did have a little bit of a chortle, if you will, over that little happenstance. But I hope you were able to make it through there. Make it through the Forest Temple. Time for Architects? Maybe. Maybe. You asked what the progress on the Steel Soul quest is. We are at 2 of 3. The last one is up in, I presume, the High Halls. Don't confirm that for me, but man, it sure looks like it's in the High Halls on my map. So that'll be for later. What's next? What did I say on my list? Ah, you did? Yeah. DNA is remembering the list that I had on screen earlier, which I will put up again for all the lovely folks. I don't know if I need to make that bigger, but we have completed, I don't know how to do strike through on this, but we have completed Mount Fan Double Jump. we have completed our 8th mask. And so now we get Blue Vesta Crest. That's what's next. And the easiest way for us to do that is Architects plus a couple lockets. So one of those lockets, that's right. Okay, so one of those lockets is here in Greymoor. We just mosey on over in this direction. And grab the locket in the halfway home. That's one. And then the other one, I had it in my notes just there, but I forgot already. Oh, it's the one back in the vaults, maybe. Yay, we got this. Yeah. Cool. Let's switch out our Magma Bell for the Sawtooth. And I will put my brooch back in. Correct? Sure. So we got that memory locket, and now we go back to the architect. No, I didn't mean to go in there. Oops. We go get the Architect's Crest. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. That was the most experience ever. I did and made it through Fire Temple too. Oh, Fire Temple. What do I remember about Fire Temple? Not as much as I'd hope. I was saying the other day that I feel like I have pretty good memories of Ocarina of Time. But then you walked into that part of the Forest Temple and I was like, what? Maybe I don't remember that game as much as I thought I did. Feel free to remind me. You made it all the way through, so you presumably you fought the boss. What's the boss at the end of the Fire Temple? I forget. You are cruising through the Steel Soul. Nicely done. I don't know about cruising. Because I feel like I appreciate the kind words, but I feel like we have the hardest parts still to come. And this next stage of the game might feel like we're cruising because we are going to be doing a lot of things that are just like we're not going through the most dangerous sections ever, hopefully. And we're gradually upgrading our character. I need to go to the Grand Beltway. We're just getting these gradual upgrades, trying to make ourselves as strong as possible. So that when we do get to things like, you know, the second Savage Beast Fly or whatever else that we do in Act 2, not even thinking about Act 3 yet, but things like that, hopefully our DPS will be high enough where we more or less trivialize the fight. That's the plan. There are some fights we probably won't be able to do this against, but I'm not going to the right place. What am I doing? I'm supposed to go to the Underworks. Underworks! What is wrong with me? Conference went well. Not entirely pessimistic either, which is nice. Remind me, what was the conference? I vaguely remember you mentioning something about a conference on a previous stream, but I have forgotten the details. Oh, that's the name of the boss. Is that really the name of the boss in the Fire Temple? I was like, wait, what are we talking about here? What is Volvagia? I feel like I'm saying some, like, weird, crude Zoomer slang. That's actually a boss name? I really don't remember Ocarina of Time, do I? You can probably get the Pale Oil from Mergwyn next stream if that's your main goal. That's a good point. That's a good point. We need to go to... The biggest bottleneck there is, in terms of you dying, potentially, is Chef Legoli, correct? So that could be something we practice, right? We could do some on-stream attempts for Chef Legoli. I think I actually have some save points. Some save points. I think I have a save point for Chef Legoli. Is that true? On the practice file, do I have Chef? I have an old save point that I did back in... I've been prepping for this Steel Soul for a little while now, but back in April... back in April, I saved a checkpoint for Chef Legoli. So maybe we do that here as a way to end the stream, because that would be a big upgrade. And if we're feeling good about Chef Legoli, then maybe we can prioritize that sooner rather than later. I really am... I do not remember that being its name. I vaguely remember what the boss is, right? This giant fire dragon salamander thing. Although, wait a second. Wait, wasn't that... Don't you fight like this? Isn't there a big giant fire dragon salamander in the baby fire Goron place? Temple? Or man, I really don't remember a lot of stuff. Or I've conflated things potentially. Because isn't there a baby Link encounter where you're throwing bombs in... It's King Dodongo. That's the name of that guy, isn't it? But Volvagia is also a big fire dragon. I gotta look this up later. I gotta look it up later. Lagoli was so brutal for me, I really struggled in there. Yes. Yes, Ola. I guess we have to get Wreath, right? If we're doing Lagoli, we would have to get Wreath. So there's still some stuff that we need to do. There's some housekeeping before we get to... I need 2 more tools. I need 2 more tools. So we could buy Scuttle Brace. I mean, I could just buy both of these if I wanted to. Is there some other tool that I want to, like... I'm going to have to buy these eventually, right? If we're 100%ing this. Riley, is there any other tool that you would suggest maybe getting instead of just buying both Cogwork and Scuttle Brace right this moment? Am I handicapping myself by putting my craft metal into both of these at the moment? I don't think I am. Am I pronouncing it wrong, Fume Knight? Not surprising. Dodongo's Cavern has King Dodongo, but that's very different. They're rocky and gray. Okay, I gotta... maybe I'll... Let me just pull this up right now. Since we're doing this on stream. Since we're doing this, we can actually pull this up, and I can see for myself. Oh, this... No, what did I click? This thing. Why is that picture not as big as I want it to be? This is the Fire Temple boss. Oh, that's cool. I do not remember at all how this fight works. Holy crap. It kind of makes me think of... Is it Centipede Demon? Oh, that's a different game. Yo, I did not remember that at all. That's crazy. I did not remember that at all. Riley's thinking. Like, what have we not picked up yet? I know we haven't picked up Curve Claw, but I don't think we can do that now without a fight. That would be a free thing. It wouldn't spend rosaries, but we'd have to do a fight. I can take this off the map. There's also Tax. We could go get Tax, which is free, but we have to go through Sinner's Road again. So, like, it would just take a little extra time, and it's probably something that I'm overthinking. Silkshot and Cogfly are better value for your craft metal, but neither are convenient. So maybe we should save one. Maybe we go get Tax, because we're going to want to use Tax. You found a Mossberry? Let's go, Jets. Let's go. Hell yeah. Maybe we go get Tax, because if we go get Tax, we can actually knock out the quest to retrieve the courier's brother as well. We could just do both of those things right now. Or, alternatively, I just go buy the weighted belt. I don't think we have weighted belt yet. Maybe that's what we do. And that way we can hold on to our craft metal. And if we go back to Farfields, this lets me get... There's actually a bone scroll that I forgot to pick up. That's somewhere over here. That would let us... We could also grab a spool fragment down here. There's a few things we could do. Let's actually do that. Let's make a detour before we buy Architect's Crest. Let's go. Let's go. I don't think I need to change... other than putting back my Magma Bell. Because of the part of the deep docks, if we're going to go get that spool fragment, we'll do that. And I will put on dice. And that will... Actually, does dice save you from lava? I don't think it does. But... I'll just throw it on just for the heck of it. Let's... Okay, we're not getting Architects just yet because we need more tools. We're going to get one tool from... We're going to get the weighted belt, which I could have got before. I should have got maybe... Oh, the mossberry fell in spikes. You should be able to go back into that room and reload it, Jets. I don't know if you have to sit at a bench, but you should be able to reload that. It's not gone for good. Dice are goat. Dice is really good. I don't know if I would goat it, because, well, it's a yellow charm, that's the thing. So there's not that much competition. So probably for yellow slots, it's goated. If it were a blue slot charm, we might have a different story. Oh, you're right, Riley. Snare setter. You're right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Do I even have that marked on my map? I have it marked as well. I forgot about it. There's a mossberry here as well, isn't there? That's what we're going to do. I mean, we're going to do multiple things here. We're going to do multiple things because maybe I don't buy weighted belt, but I just get snare setter. Let's get snare setter and a mossberry. We're kind of jumping around here, folks. This is maybe not the most efficient pathing ever. Can confirm dice do not save from lava or Mount Fay cold, if only. Did you have... We just climbed Mount Fay earlier, Ola, and we had somebody who tried to troll me into using dice. And I'm just, you know, I'm a very trusting person. I was so ready to believe. If they were the only person in chat, I would have totally fallen for it. But it sounds like you had to find this out the hard way. Did you end up getting the mossberry there, Jets? If you're searching for mossberries, I will be finding one here, which you probably have already. But if you don't, I will show you where to get it in just a moment. I kind of like had blocked off this path, thinking we'll wait for later to do double moss mothers, and we will still wait for that. I'm not doing moss mothers just yet, at least not until I have cogflies. Good call on the snare setter, though. Thank you, Riley. I can also take this off because we now have sharp dart. You got it from here? Okay, so you got this one in the weave nest. Cool. Yeah, okay, so we're not... Yeah, we're saving it for later, Riley, but I am going to try to do as much as we possibly can before going to Act 3. We're not going to save things for Act 3 just to, like, get 10 masks or something like that. If I can do the fight in Act 2, we're going to do it eventually in Act 2. We'll try if we can to wait for, you know, 9 masks, but I at least want cogflies. I have now... I'm close to getting my setup that I would feel comfortable with most fights on, which is full tool damage, max tool damage, and then once we get cogflies, then we'll be there. That'll be pretty much it. Let's go down here. I think the mossberry is up here. Yep. Cool. And then we will be back here soon enough once we have our memory lockets and such. But... do I want to go get the mossberry? I don't think I'll wait to turn in the mossberry because there's a mossberry in... there's a mossberry in the Memoriam. And once we have those two, at least, and also the quest to get our mossberry stew, we'll make a trip to the Moss Druid. Wish you could keep a different version of Snare Setter. It was fun. I know, like getting rid of my King Soul. I wish there were a way for us to have it all. I wish. Barfields. This is so much fun, guys. This is so much fun. This is also something I'm still saving for later because it's just a flea. And I don't want to I don't want to deal with a Rhino Grun just yet. Soon. Okay, so I said I'm getting the Bone Scroll and this. We're not spending the rosaries on the weighted belt. Does it become free if you just wait for the guy to die in Act 3? I'm guessing it does, right? Thank you, DNA. That's what I thought. I thought I had seen that with what wiki perusal I have done. It's been heaps of fun watching as well. I'm glad you're having fun, Ola. I hope we haven't spoiled too much for you, because I'll say stuff sometimes and I'm like, oh, I'm not sure she's done that yet. But you're pretty far at this point. You are pretty far. If you don't have this already, I think you probably do. But I just completely forgot to go by this on our way back, because it's just a bone scroll. But we might as well get that while we're down here. And then we'll head to get a spool fragment. Hopefully the next stream or two are gonna be... I wouldn't expect there to be too many close calls for the short term with all this roundup that we're doing. But we will be getting to boss fights soon enough. These scarier moments we will find them. Or they will find us. You never know with Steel Soul. Weighted Belt is free in Act 3. It's in a slightly different spot, though. Oh, it's not at Pilgrim's Rest, huh? Is it... Yeah, that actually does ring a bell. Interesting. Maybe we'll just come across it naturally. Don't remind me just yet. I also have goldfish brain, so it works out just fine. There is so much to keep track of in this game, Ola. Whether you have goldfish brain or not, this game is just so massive. It's just, how do you remember it all? I feel like I'm getting more comfortable. I'm starting to kind of remember things, but there's still so much that I'm like, oh yeah, that's a thing. Oh yeah, that's a thing. Okay. Do I need Plasmium File here? I don't think I do. I have Magma Bell. I think this will be fine. I want to say this will be fine. Especially with double jump. This is why we get double jump, so this stuff is not as harrowing. Easy. No problem. No, compared to Mount Bay, that ain't nothing. Didn't even need our Magma Bell. Let's go. That's all we do in this part. The rest of this stays... the rest of this stays in red territory. All these red markers are like, I'm scared of dying. I'm scared of dying. I'm scared of dying. And we wait for later. I should probably put that here as well for this mask shard that eventually we will do because we need all the mask shards. But I'm running out of red markers, so I have to judiciously... No Four Brothers yet, DNA. We'll get to them. We'll get to them, but we're going to come in prepared. Suddenly missing Bionicle? Bionicle? Is that a charm? Did I forget about a charm? I'm going to fight Emotrobio, but not yet. Good luck. Good luck with Emotrobio. That's a good one. Emotrobio. When I was a young bug, my father took me into the city dell to see Grandmother Silk. I was gonna laugh my ass off if we got hit by the slugs there after no damage on the little parkour thing. Okay, so spool fragment taken care of. Bone scroll get. And now we just buy Scuttle Brace and we're at 20. Or is it 25? Whatever the number is to get our Architect's Crest. And then we're gonna be, I think, at 18 charm slots. So then we'll just need 2 more memory lockets, I want to say. Where am I going again? I just said it, and now I'm having fish brain. Goldfish brain. Where did I say I'm going? We're going back to get an Architect's Crest. That's what we're doing. Spending 1 of our craft metal. You're not going for 100% steel soul fake? Wait, what? I was gonna say, but I don't remember the name Bionicle. I would have totally bought it if you had told me it was a tool, but apparently it's actually a Lego line from 2000 to 2008. Yeah. Legos have been kind of, something, if any of you have been following the Reckless Ben Lego saga. That's been a fun thing to keep track of. Lots of content has been made over that. Understandably so. It all started with some Legos. A hell of a lot of Legos. We're gonna get taxed later, Riley, because it's just I just want to do it later. I just want to do it later. I only need the I'm not desperate for Silk Shot. I am for Cogflies. I want to make sure I've got 1 craft metal for Cogflies. So I just don't want to make the trek out to the Badlands just yet. The Badlands, aka Sinner's Road. We'll do it later. We do it later. Now I get some rosaries from my stash. I could have gone to Bellheart, but this will be fine. I'm gonna just pop rosaries. It's fine. It's okay. You have plenty of rosaries. Chat, let's keep telling him about things that sound like they're in the game, but aren't very convincing, it seems. I'm also just very gullible. Hola. I'm very believing. I'm too trusting of people. Time to remind Akinar he needs to buy the Spool Shrike item? What is that? Was that a typo? Spool Strike? Is that what you were trying to say? Spool Shrike? What is that? Does look like we're getting a little bit of lag, which does tend to happen. I think it's just my internet. Comcast just, you know, it sometimes is not smooth sailing. I love that the needle end lights this thing up. So cool. I just wish I got more lyrics for Silk Spent. Takes so long. It takes so long. That's not the button. Well, there goes my Silk. Except it comes right back, doesn't it? I just get that Silk right back. There is a secret in this room? Secret wall? What? What? That is kind of... Are we talking about this room? Wow. Wow. Holy crap. Holy crap. It's one of these that's so devious. Because I feel like I spent a fair amount of time. Obviously, you get this crest later in the game. And before this, you go through the chapels for both. Well, I had gone through both the Wanderer's and the Reaper's Chapel, as well as the Chapel of the Beast, at least. Unintentional rhyme. And each of those, now maybe there's a secret in those that I've missed. But I did not find any secrets, definitely in the Reaper and the Wanderer chapels. And the game closes those areas off to you. All the chapels get closed off to you when you're done with them. Maybe not the Shaman's Chapel, or maybe it does. I don't remember for sure. Don't remind me about some of those stuff. But I think I built up in my mind this idea that, well, it's a chapel. They haven't hidden any secrets in the chapels because you're closed off to them. Once you're gone, once you leave here, there's no going back. You can't find the secret anymore. That is so devious. It's a missable, completely 100%. You cannot go back and get it later. Sort of secret. Wow. There's a Silk interaction here. There's architects back here. Look at this. There are so many dead architects, defunct architects, run out of energy architects. New Silk Song interaction. Designs divine. Always another. Our hope. Build, craft, pass. Designs divine. Can it end? Our hope. This is so cool. Wow. This is the kind of thing. This is the kind of thing I can only imagine. I can only imagine how many countless... And I could look these sorts of things up on a wiki, but it's so much more fun when I get to discover them with you guys, somebody in chat, pointing me in the right direction. And having that moment of discovery here with you all is so much more fun than having it spoiled by somebody in the comments or in a wiki or whatever. Glad we had that. Similar to Pious Izamor's secret wall. Yeah, that's a good call. I almost missed that one. It was only through countless backtracking sessions that I eventually found that wall. Mabian's heading out. Have a good one, Mabian. Enjoy the Warhammer. And have a great weekend. Have a happy 4th to you. Extended weekend. I know, all the other architects, man. A time capsule of architects. What a great game. Silked their songs too hard. What a fantastic game, guys. I love this. There are so many tiny things like this in the game that I struggle to remember them all. It did hit me as soon as we were in the room, though. That's one I will not forget now. I will not forget that now. Cool. What's next? What is next is counting our memory lockets. which are 3. So we have 1, 2, 3. 7 from Wanderers makes 10. 5 from Reaper makes 15. So this is the way that I had calculated it out. We have 3 from Memory Lockets, which means we need 2 more to get to 20. Those 2, I think... Which ones did I have? We got 1 from the halfway home already. I think we're going to get the one in the vaults and the one in the memoriam. That's what we're going to do. So why don't we go at least to the vaults now, and we will, now that we have 8 masks and we have another spool thing, do I want Architect's Crest now is the question. I can't fully upgrade it just yet, so we'll stick with the Hunter's Crest for the moment. Just for the moment, we won't worry about putting on Architects just yet. Give me back my Hunters. And I will go with Magnetite Brooch, because I'm a greedy bastard. Keep the Ascendance Grip. Don't need Magma Bell. So this comes back. Oh yeah, there's Injector Band. Maybe for this, I am just going... Because we're going into potentially a new interaction that I've never seen before. I don't think this is going to be particularly dangerous, but I don't know. It's the unknown. Maybe I will just keep the Sawtooth Circlet, though, because this is a lot of DPS against certain enemies. And we have the Plasmium File. I can give myself masks if I'm worried. Let's go with... You also have Threadnommers, as in Threadstorm. Threadstorm is a good one. Is it time to nudge him, Riley, about the thingy? Yeah, you guys get on the same page in Discord. I'll walk slowly. I'll walk slowly, so if there is something that potentially I could miss or something, if you guys want to discuss nudging me in the right direction. Oh, Threadnommers is Silk Eaters. Oh, see, that's another thing that I'm waiting to go back to the Sinner's Road for. I have like a huge batch of things that I want to do, which is like Tax, Shell Shard pickups, Chef Lagoli, and Silk Nommers, Thread Nommers, whatever you want to call them. I have like a whole bunch of things that I want to do. So that's my efficiency brain is like, let's just wait and do them all at once. Got to be efficient about things, guys. Very, very, very important. At the very least, I'm getting the memory locket here. We don't have to go outside to do whatever maybe is done with Garmod and Zaza, but we can at least get a memory locket. Yeah, that, the Sawtooth Circlet is very useful. Very, very useful. I didn't mark the right place, did I? I didn't mark the right place. This should be down here. But we're going there right now anyway, so I probably don't need the marker. There is this guy. Hate those guys. Just still not very comfortable against them. So glad Team Cherry hasn't nerfed the circlet. There's probably not really a demand for them to nerf the circlet, but I guess they have done this before, right? There is precedent for them nerfing things that are a little too much, too OP. How much longer am I streaming? I'm thinking that we'll go maybe another 15 or 20 minutes. We're close to the end here because I am starting to get a little hungry. And it's going to take me a little a moment to make my turkey burger. I also love that the Sawtooth Circlet knocks down these rosaries for me. as a little side benefit. Oh, this is actually next to... I just realized this is next to the room with Cardinius, isn't it? So that's Cardinius making sounds over there. Yes, turkey burger. This one will have avocado on it as well because right now, I don't know. Sometimes I don't have avocado on the burger for calorie reasons, but this one will have avocado. It'll be good. It is going to be yummy. And there's going to be some air-fried broccoli to go along with it. I've been making air-fried broccoli for like the last 2 years, and it is amazing. I have it every single day. It's so flippin' healthy, but it's also just unbelievably tasty. Salt, you put a little... It's just frozen broccoli right out of the freezer. A little bit of oil, salt, pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, and then you throw it in the air fryer for 10 minutes. And it's amazing. Air fryer also clutch. If you don't have an air fryer, get yourself an air fryer and start figuring out how to make awesome, tasty, healthy stuff. And you'll save yourself a lot of money in the long run, and it will be healthier for you. Your waistline will thank you as well. As an archivist, I have to say that this place does not follow archival ethics for giving users access to information resources. There's many. We need to get Fume Knight to snap the vaults back into shape. Did we decide about? It looks like we're doing no nudge on this, guys. Or are we still discussing the nudge? Do I need to worry about going past the point of no return at all? I'm not gonna go down. I'm not gonna go down to get... If I can help it here, I might screw this up. This is one little hesitance that I have. If we screw this up and we fall down into bile water, it's not the end of the world, right? Because I do have silk. And we're not... We can get the twisted bud without actually getting a baby. We don't get the baby just because we pick up the twisted bud. So, but I don't want to go down into bile water. I'm going to try not to do that. No nudge at this time. Okay, good. So let's just keep going outside. Let's just keep going outside. You never put avocado on your burgers? It's pretty good. It's a pretty good mixing things up. Asparagus in the air fryer is also delightful. I need to try that. Is it frozen asparagus or not frozen asparagus? I feel like that's actually... I've never tried air-fried asparagus. I've tried other... God damn it. I've tried other things, other ways to cook asparagus, and it feels like it never comes out right for me. So I'm a little, like... Asparagus has never been nice to me. Maybe the air fryer was the missing secret. And I should look into it again. Okay, not falling into bile water. Good start. Oh, I forgot that's a... There's some spikies here. There are spikies here. If you do end up in bile water, get to Avenge and Bellway fairly easily. Yeah, it's not the end of the world. Use fresh. Okay. Use fresh. I will look into it. Because the air fryer just does everything better. You almost thought I was going to fall. Good stuff. I did practice this just yesterday. So it helps to have a little bit of recency bias? Recency in the muscle memory to guide me there. If I hadn't practiced that... Because I think every time I've done that before, I've gotten hit by that boulder. And I was like, how do you avoid getting hit by that boulder? I think the answer is you claw line low enough to that wall so you don't trigger the boulder, and then you dash up the wall so you can get by it by the time it has started to fall. That at least seemed to work for me. Oh, this is the top. Okay. This is it. This is it. So, because this is an area that I'm not quite as practiced in, I am going to give myself a little bit of insurance here. I don't think we should need it. And also, I don't hear Garmon and Zaza just yet. So I don't know if they are in this area or not. Oh yeah, we still have fine pins that we're collecting. My read on Riley's hint was that they were in this area. Just gonna take you out with pins. And there's our last fine pin. I know there's the flea up to the right. I'm just checking to see if there is... Ah, no Garmon and Zaza so far. Throw your bell. Throw your bell, you dork. Get out of here. Okay. So, no Garmon and Zaza. I'm going to quickly check. I'm gonna reread. If Riley, if you want. Oh, okay. So Riley's a little bit confused. So you wonder if I haven't quite got the trigger yet. Okay. Feel free to, if other people have information, they know what Riley's talking about, and you know what conditions must be met. I have collected all the fine pins, but I have not turned this in yet. This was Riley's understanding, was don't turn this in. But maybe there's more to it, or perhaps I have, go back to the wishes. We have not turned in fine pins. We have not turned in roach guts. We have not done my missing brother. We have done whatever else, like Sherma's quest in the White Ward. That we did, like, I think the first donation. I'm not sure about the second donation. Riley is correct about pins. Maybe we need to encounter them fighting one more time. We did encounter them once on the way to White Ward. But you're thinking, okay, so it might be another time in the Citadel. Okay. All right. We've got this open. We've got this open now. So this is here. And we can come back here later. We will get the flea. Flea be free. Okay. Ah-woo! Cool. So now the last memory locket that gets us to 20 that I had planned on getting was in the Memoriam. and the Memoriam is a little bit more involved. And I think we just might be out of time for today to get me into the Memoriam. Don't turn those in. Don't turn those in. But I do have masks. I do have masks. And I love getting mask value. I love getting mask value. I'm a little worried about a Claw Maiden getting in on the act here. When I had been coming through here on my practice file, Claw Maidens were starting to spawn more regularly in that little portion. Let's get Silk as we're going. Welcome back, Jets. Jetty Jets. Jetty Jet Jets. Easy for me to say. Welcome back. Not gonna screw with that guy. Later. If at all. If at all. Don't even mess. Don't even mess around. Whoops. There goes one of my masks. Let's get the map, because we totally need it. Actually, do I even get the map? Do I get the map? If I don't have the quill, this is the thing, is that maps are so much less valuable when you don't have a quill. So do I even care? There is, I believe... Yeah, here's the mossberry. So we can get this. Let me open up this pathway for later. Okay. Damn it, that's the one thing that Sawtooth Circlet does kind of screw with. And I was running into this difficulty on my practice file, is Sawtooth Circlet does start to screw with these sorts of things. Starts to make this business just maybe a little bit more difficult. Okay. And that one's like the easiest to remember? Question mark? The only question is, did it go back up to the... Yeah, maybe it's not the easiest to remember. No, did I get it? Nice, let's go. Let's go. You have nuggies. Oh man, did you bring nuggies for everybody? We did talk to them in the Citadel, but it seems like we maybe need to talk to them again. Yeah. There's one way to know whether you have missed this interaction, which is if they show up in Songclave. But that shouldn't happen if you don't do the things I mentioned in my message. Okay. So far, so good. So far, they are not in Songclave. Oh, there's nothing up here, is there? There ain't nothing up here. Yay. Yay for me. There are lots of opportunities to get silk, though, in this area. Which is nice. Okay, this goes up to Crusty Nugget Land. What's the best way to do this first? Is this a claw line? Is this what you're supposed to do with this guy? In order to, like, avoid damage. Oh, no, I can do this. If I go like this and get him to spawn... That's what you can do. Yeah. Then you go... Not like that. Boo. Am I gonna need to use more plasmium file for this? We can always go back and charge up, right? I guess you gotta be patient, that's all. There's only the patient approach that is the most effective. Okay, memory locket, get. That's really the main thing I came here for. At the same time, there is also a spool fragment. So we might as well get the spool fragment too, guys, right? Imagine Sawtooth Circlet in bile water. So much fun. You talking about dealing with... Oh, as in it destroys all of your pogoing opportunities. So you're saying you recommend de-equipping Sawtooth Circlet for bile water. That's what I'm getting from that. I don't think there is anything to the right but a lore tablet. Am I wrong about that? I feel like the only thing I get is a headache if I go to the right. Absolutely recommend that? Yeah, that sounds about right. And I think I don't want a headache, so I think I'm going to the left. But feel free to let me know if there's something I'm missing on this right-hand side. Because even this direction, I'm probably just going to use some tacks. Tacks? Some pins to just get rid of this guy. And then there is a conch fly. Forgot about you. Okay, so we've got Plasmium File if we need it. Volt Vessels are further up. Those are a pretty easy get to. Riley? Are you sure? I don't think I'm getting that today, because I remember dying in that room. Did I not die in that room in the first playthrough? I'm not... That's a later. We come back for the Big Flea and the Volt Vessels later. Because that's not a charm I'm planning on using, to be honest. Should I be planning on using Volt Vessels? I think I wait. I will grab the fast travel at the very least. But Volt Vessels... Like, that's a scary room. Maybe not if you have like 6 Plasmium File and Cog Flies and all the other business. I know there's 2 enemies, but they deal double damage, and I have not practiced them. I'm not just going to run into them right now. It's risk mitigation, guys. The Big Flea is way more dangerous. I believe that too. I believe that too. But these guys deal double damage, don't they? Later. Later. Risk mitigation. I could go sit at the bench as well. I should sit at the bench here. Speaking of risk mitigation, now that I'm back in this room, we go down and we sit at the bench. Now that we no longer have our lifeblood. Oh, that is the bench. That is the bench. It's Steel Soul. That's all I'm saying. It's Steel Soul. Maybe if I were going for maximum content. maybe if I were a better content creator, I might say, you know what? Fuck it, guys. This is how we do content. We just go into a place where there is some risk. We take some risks. And we don't chicken out. We sack up and we go for it. There's nothing here, right? Oh, there's some silk here. Except I have... there is silk if you don't hit it with your Sawtooth Circlet. This is what turned me off to Sawtooth Circlet in the first playthrough. I wasn't thinking about how much damage it did. But I would do stuff like this, and I would accidentally hit a thing that I was trying to pogo, or some silk that I was going to gather, and I'd be like, God damn it! Not now, Sawtooth Circlet! Get off! Get out of my belt! Get off my crest! Go away! Steel Soul, aka Risk Mitigation, the game. At least the way I want to play it, Ola. I don't know if it's the right way to play it. It's certainly not the only... It's certainly not the only way to play it. Just as I walk into spikes. Yes, that is a good call. I totally did not talk about that at all, Riley. But these rooms that are little previews of Verdania, which you know, going through here the first time, I had no idea. Because we definitely went in here. Obviously, you go in here before Act 3. Or you can go in here before Act 3. You don't have to, I suppose. Do you have to? I don't know. But yeah, like the little flyer there in the foreground. And when I came through here the other day practicing, I thought that one of these was going to be a fake lily pad. I thought for sure one of these was going to give me the old chomperoo. I thought. Man, this platform, though, you got to wait for that camera to switch on you there. Okay, I'm not going to give myself masks yet. I don't need plasmium just yet. Let's go for this first. Okay. Oh, that was it? That was shorter than I remember. All right, cool. Got him. Got him. We're still at only 561 shards, huh? Oh, by the way, question regarding the second evolution of the Hunter's Crest. What changes? Do you just get an expansion of your little bar? You know, your little bar up here. Does that show up on the, yeah, the little bar up here? Does it just give you a ceiling? It raises the ceiling on your focus meter? Or does it actually change, like, the amount of damage per... Actually, I don't even know for sure how this works. This might not even work how I think it does. I'm just wondering how much we should prioritize the second evolution. The max power goes from 1.2 to 1.4. But you don't actually get a power increase before getting to that max, right? Like, it doesn't increase the power that you get at, like, a half a charge or something. I don't think it does that. But if that's wrong, feel free to tell me. Bad circlet, bad, not now. There is no right way. There is only the way that you choose to play the game. And that is all there is to it. That is all there is to it. Folks, that's a 3-hour stream, and that is where we are going to wrap up this installment of Steel Soul. You guys have been a blast to hang out with today, as you always are. But we got it. We got through Mount Fae in one piece, and now we're doing roundup, clean up, roundup, power up, all these things that we must do in order to begin to take on the more challenging stuff in the game. You do have to max the meter to get the power boost, but it's quite good. We'll see about getting there. It may not be something that we rush to get, 7 more sockets, 7 more, because we would have to get a crest probably, wouldn't we? We'd probably have to get Witch's Crest. But we're going to have to get Witch's Crest eventually, so we'll figure it all out eventually. Hopefully 4-hour stream next time. Well, we'll see about that. I used to do some crazy long streams, guys. I remember one DS3 stream that lasted like 8 hours. I think, Ola, we made it through, like, the Grand Archives. Was it Grand Archives? I'm not sure now. No, it wasn't. It was, I think, leading up to Grand Archives. It was the suit of armor, though. What's the suit of armor boss called? I'm the Ornstein armor. Whatever that thing is called. Dragon Slayer armor. The stream leading up to that fight was 8 freaking... No, we did make it through Grand Archives. And then we took on the brothers. Oh my god, there was so much stuff in that stream. I don't know how I used to do it, guys. I must be an old man now. But I can't do 8 hours anymore. I could barely do 3. I don't know what it is. But man, DS3 was a blast. Yeah, Dragon Slayer armor and that, man, DS3. Maybe one of these days I'll upload my VODs. Maybe I'll make a VODs channel. No promises. Ola, Riley, DNA, Cat Mitri. Let me go down the list here that I can see at least. Jetty Jets. And anybody else who's been hanging out chatting. Sparky, maybe, and we're here. Fume Knight's been here. Andy. All the other people, and all the other people that I'm forgetting. The Backpack Bros are a good time. Backpack Bros. That's a good one. I like that. Thank you all for hanging out with me today. We're gonna keep pressing forward. Not on Monday, as I mentioned before. Monday there's World Cup stuff that is going to take precedence this particular Monday. But I'm thinking either Sunday or Tuesday, I will try to squeeze in the stream that we would normally do on Mondays. Mimai, oh my God, are you still awake? Holy crap, Mimai's still hanging out. Thank you for being here, Mimai. I appreciate it. But we will try to do a Steel Soul, at least one stream before next Friday, and keep on pressing forward. Thank you all very much for joining me, and I hope to see you in the next one.